What's up, everybody? Good evening, good evening. I'm going to be seeing if I can bring on our Goomba, Michael Mangano, on here to join me for a live. So as soon as I see Mike jump on here, we can see if we can bring Mike on here and start having ourselves a nice little chat. So it's going to be fun. So Mike's going to be jumping on any second, so I'll just let some people jump on. If you want to take some time and share this or start a watch party. Hey Dar, hi Mary, how are you? We're going to jump this off. So Mike, once you jump on, if you want to comment so I can see that you're on, and then I'll try and bring you on. Hi Judy, hi Rachel, how are you? Good to see you guys. There's Mike. Let me see if I can bring him on. All right, just hold on a second, guys. Okay. Mike said, do you see, I wasn't able to click on your name. Can you hit, yeah, there we go. Request, approve. All right. Hopefully the Goomba's coming in. It says adding, so connecting. Hey! There he is.
What's up, G?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna put some earbuds in. So what's happening? How's life in the sauce industry?
Man, things are going really well, brother. Really, really well.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Keeping busy as always.
Yeah, we'll have to talk, off camera, but things are going very well. As you know, I had lost a number of stores, and for some of the things that I said, but no biggie. That's in the past. But as we say with some of the Italian lingo, what's done is done.
That's right.
And let's put it this way: I'm recouping very, very well. So things are going well, and we're already in the process of expanding, and things are going good. I want to thank all my Goombas out there. Thanks a lot for continuing to to pull for the Goombas brand, to pull for Taste of Sicily, and just everything that's going on. Things are going well. Yep.
Good. I'll tell you what, I'm digging that hat, and I need to get one of them.
You like that? My kids got that for me, I think a year or two ago. I forget if it was Father's Day or my birthday, but yeah, they got it made up custom. The Sauce Fella.
Nice. I'm digging it. So a lot of exciting things going on. I saw on your Facebook page today that you expanded your shelving in Taste of Sicily. So way more sauce for people to come in and pick up.
Yeah, I only had a 3-shelf system. And obviously because, I had lost some of the stores that were around Taste of Sicily, that 3-tier shelf was just not cutting it. So now I more than doubled it. I only had 3 shelves. Now I have 8 shelves.
Wow.
And I can actually, the shelving system is actually a little bit deeper, so I can actually get a little more sauce going, whether it's the sauce or the salsa from front to back. So
right.
I think, let me see here, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm thinking 2, 4, 6, 8. Maybe I was able to get 10 or 12 cases on the old system. Now I'm able to get between 30 and 32 cases on.
Wow.
That's going to be a lot of weight on that. I told my mom, I go, I hope the floor doesn't cave in.
Seriously. Oh, man. Entrepreneur problems, right?
Yeah. Can everybody hear us all right? Somebody just said audio issue ?
I think maybe the only thing is maybe I'm echoing. That's what I hear myself, but I don't know if there's anything we can do. But
yeah, I think everything sounds good.
Yeah.
So things are going well, and Taste of Sicily's busy. And again, I got to give a shout out. To I hear an echo now.
Now you do?
Wait, hold on. No, it was just for that moment. Now I think it's good.
Okay, how do I sound now? People said that I was echoing.
Yeah, I think you sound good now, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Now somebody just said, Matt, your audio isn't good. I mean, it sounds good over here. Somebody said it's echoing. Yeah,
Okay.
the audio is messed up. Maybe it's the earbuds.
Okay, I've tried it several ways now. I don't know what else to do. So, but anyway,
So now somebody said I can hear Mike, but not Matt.
really? Okay. How about now?
Hmm. Now somebody just said they can't hear Matt. Now Debbie says it's a little better.
Okay.
Now Wendy said it's good now. Now it's good.
Oh, it's good? Okay, good.
Yeah. But anyway,
All right.
like I wanted to make my point. So, things are going very well. Even with Taste of Sicily, they decided to close 2 days a week, and they were actually even busier this week in the 5 days compared to the 6 that they were open.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
good. That's
Yeah, well,
awesome.
we work a lot of hours there. My mom and my sister are like, listen, we need to rest. So the ideology was, okay, so let's do 5 days a week. And you know what? It's beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
love it. I've been telling your sister for quite some time she needed to take an extra day off. So I'm glad that it got to that point.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you. So there's a lot of rumors about more lockdowns coming. So I don't know if you had a chance to check out the live that I did yesterday, but a lot of different CEOs, a lot of different companies reaching out and saying that they've been contacted, said get prepared for buybacks. And you in the sauce industry, you know what that is. Buybacks. They always have the opportunity for you to buy back your sauce, right? So that's what a lot of different, a couple different liquor and alcohol distributors have been contacted to get ready for buybacks, like next Friday. Now I don't know if it's true. They just said that they've been told that to prepare
Matt,
for that.
somebody's saying a couple of people are saying they can't hear you again.
Are you on your computer or on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. I don't know what. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me see what I can fix. All right. I don't know if I can.
Somebody said too much feedback.
Okay.
And they say it's only with you, not with me.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Let me just try something real quick. Just hang on. Hang
Somebody
tight.
said, I think Mike needs headphones in. I don't have any headphones, though.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. There you go. I'm going to try volume 1 and see if that does anything. Can you hear me?
Matt has an echo. Matt's sound is bad again. Echo and squealing.
Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know what to do, guys. I mean, I turned my Wi-Fi off so that, me and Mike wouldn't have complications. So, I don't know.
They're saying that I sound clear. Matt's audio is being effed with, I blame Facebook.
All right. Let me just check and see if it's my Wi-Fi. I'll try putting that on real quick. Stay tuned. Better?
Well, I'm going to lower the volume a little bit, too.
Okay.
All right, how's that, everybody?
Does that sound better?
I lowered the volume just so that there's maybe no echo. We'll have to wait to see what people think now.
Yeah.
How's it sound now, everybody?
They're saying no.
No what?
I don't know no, not better. I really don't know what else I can do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, people can't hear us. I mean,
It says, no, Mike is good. Now, somebody said that's a little better, but Matt is still echoing.
All right. I don't know what we should do.
So now somebody's saying Matt is echoing due to Mike not having headphones in. If you want, what I could do is I'll go down to my vehicle and get headphones and try that out.
Yeah, why don't you do that real quick and we'll see if that works. I'll
All
hold down
right,
the
so
fort.
we'll be back, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll stay here, Mike. Just jump off and then I'll bring you back on.
Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. Good idea. I forgot. I could take you with me.
There you go.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna put my buds back in once Mike gets his headphones.
Okay. We'll try this out here.
All right.
So what's going
So
on,
what's going
Matt?
on, Matt?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mike.
All right.
I'm gonna try not to say anything until you have your.
Right. I never had this issue before.
I haven't either.
Yeah, it's always something. Technology is good, and then sometimes technology sucks.
Yeah. All right. People are saying it sounds good, better with the buds.
Oh
No,
yeah.
but somebody's saying, "Oh, no echo." Matt, they're saying I'm better now, so I mean, you might be all right.
All right. Well, I brought 2 pairs of headphones just in case the other one doesn't work. I'm going to be extra prepared.
Okay. My wife just said this sounds good, so
Oh
we can
yeah.
yeah, or at least if people are saying tolerable, at least once you get back inside, maybe.
All right. Well, I'm going to get my headphones here linked up, and let's see how this goes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, people are definitely saying it sounds better.
Okay. Now my headphones are in.
All right, now how's the sound, everybody? Is it good? Is it better?
How's everything now, everybody?
Good? Okay. All right. It seems to be good. I guess we got to wear our headphones. So, well, welcome everybody back to now that you can understand us, I guess. So Mike,
Hey,
I was
hold
thinking
on.
about. Okay.
Hey, Brianna, Stella pissed out here. Can you please get the pad? Okay, I'm back.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, I think we should talk about our meetings that we have coming up. What do you think?
Yeah, fire away, man.
I'll tell you what. We got. I did a live yesterday and talked about it. We got 2 more meetings coming up. Next Monday or next Saturday is at the Cracked Egg in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Is at the Cracked Egg in Pittsburgh from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We still have tickets on sale for both of our events. And then that Monday, it's at RC's Bar and Grill, and that's in Benton, PA. I'll
Yeah.
tell you guys what, since these are going to be I hear you messing with your mic.
Hey, I'm lowering. All right, go ahead.
All right. So we still have tickets left for both of these events, but I know Mike will agree with me that we really need for these meetings to sell out, not for any other reason than these are the last 2 we're having for the season for the year for 2020 because we have the holidays coming up and we have we have our own Christmas party that we're planning and that's getting huge, which we're excited about. So I mean we I guess what I'm trying to say is, Mike, we're kind of getting frustrated sometimes because everybody's always PMing the Eat page and asking, oh, what information can we get, this, that, and the other thing. And we book meetings all across the state, but they don't fill to capacity. I mean, a couple of them have, but these next 2 aren't. And I'm wondering if it's fear about what happened with the election, because we never had a problem with our meetings were always sold out by now. So let's try and address that. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, and how can you hear me? Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay. Well, I think we have, you know, some different elements going on maybe, and just trying to figure it out. I know that some businesses have obviously signed the certification
Right.
where, they're only going to be able to be open to their full capacity, which is 50%.
Right.
I also know that if you got the pandemic assistance, I think you may also have to abide by certain mandates as well.
Right.
It makes you wonder. Trying to figure it out. You get a lot of people that complain about the governor, complain about Levine, and unknowingly they don't realize that they can actually open up to 100% capacity. And then also that's where we come in, because as you know, we are equipped with Eric Winters, who is our Taste of Sicily lawyer from the Prince Law Firm. And then we also have the PLCB guy, if, that business has a liquor license.
Right.
So there's absolutely no fear. There shouldn't be any fear, with opening up to 100%. Again, look at Taste of Sicily. We beat the governor, in court, which confirms what we already knew.
Right.
Shut up! Okay, I said shut up! Don't mind my dog.
Hey, that's all right.
So anyway, the thing is it's kind of a shame, and it kind of reminds me, and you can only help. What do they say? That you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
That's right.
It also is concerning because it seems to me that your average everyday American may not understand what their freedoms are, what their liberties are, not only our unalienable God-given rights, but also what is confirmed through the U.S. Constitution and even the Pennsylvania Constitution.
Right.
It's quite sad. It kind of reminds me of you remember that movie Sparta?
Yeah.
Remember that's a great movie.
It is. I love it. We are Sparta.
Yeah. So there was a scene in the movie where the Spartan army met this other army, and the other army that the Spartans ran into was much larger than the Spartan army.
Right.
And the commander or the chief of the bigger army said, what was his name? Leonidas, I think. He said,
you're right.
he said, I'm kind of surprised at you, Leonidas. We heard that there was a war against Xerxes or whatever the enemy was. And, that captain was surprised that Leonidas didn't bring more troops.
Right.
So then Leonidas said, hey, you over there, what are you? And he said, I'm a potter. And then he goes, you over there, what are you? I'm a sculptor. And then he goes, what about you over there? And he said, I'm a blacksmith. And then he goes to his, Spartan, he goes, Spartans, what are you? And they go, oh. Every single one of them in unison, almost like makes you think of the Marines. And the point is this, all of those Spartans knew that they were warriors and that they were Spartans.
That's right.
And I bring that up as an example, Matt, because it's unfortunate. Most people don't know that they're Americans.
Very true.
They have a business. Let's go back even before that. They were born in America, whether they were born on a U.S. base anywhere in the world, or they were born on U.S. soil, same thing.
Right.
They do not realize, and they forget that they are an American, and not just an American, a free American that we all have unalienable God-given rights. And this is a problem. And this is why you have business owners that, because they don't understand that they're an American,
right,
they don't have to listen to these mandates and these guidelines that the governor and Levine have been implementing. because that's all they are, is mandates. They're not laws.
Right.
So here we are as EAT, Entrepreneurs Against Tyranny, to equip the everyday American business owner. And I'm kind of shocked that a lot of them are just not realizing what it is that we're bringing to the table.
Right. I agree. I mean, look, when you guys decided to open up 100% capacity, you guys didn't have anybody guiding you or saying, look, this is bogus, this, that, and the other thing. You just took it into your own hands as Americans, as patriots, and said, you know what, enough's enough.
That's
And
right.
opened up. And you went to court and you beat the mask social distancing case against Pennsylvania. And I guess this is where I kind of get confused. You guys did all this without the help, and then obtained attorney, went to court and fought it and won, and now we're offering up those same services for,
Right.
I would say, a fraction of the price,
Yeah.
and just because we have to pay our attorney, and people aren't flooding to it. I don't know. I mean, there's only 4,000 businesses that signed the 50%. So that's way more out there. I had people ask me today, or I had a gentleman ask me, what if I have a one-chair barber room? If you're being oppressed by the state by the way that you can operate, yeah, these meetings will be beneficial to you. Guys, there isn't anybody that came out of these meetings saying, well, that scared me even more. I'm not going to open up 100% capacity. No, we haven't
Right.
heard of anybody coming out of our meetings that haven't opened up to 100% capacity.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how many businesses now that we have actually helped to open up to 100%. But again, it's very simple. What we are doing for the average, everyday, tax-paying American business owner is saying, look, I mean, we're not telling anybody else to do what Taste of Sicily hasn't already done. We opened up.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything illegal, immoral, or evil. We spanked the governor in court.
That's right.
We won, and you would think that that the floodgates of the American business owner would say, you know what? Look
Yeah.
at Taste of Sicily. Look at what they've done. You know what? Now I'm going to open up my business to 100% capacity. And you just don't see it. Or if they are doing it, maybe they're doing it like quietly. But I feel that if you don't advertise it and if you don't let the world know that you're open up to 100% capacity, I think you're losing out on some business there, And yeah, I mean,
Well,
and then every now and then I'll hear somebody say, "Oh, well, you don't have a liquor. We have a PR license. We still
right.
be doing what we're doing."
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, even if you have a liquor license, I mean, you're able to be open to 100% capacity. You got to
Mm-hmm.
stop listening to these fear mongering, whoever's in your ear, and come out and find the truth. I mean, I've said it on past lives. We had a guy that needed to come see the meeting twice, but you know what? I got so much respect for that guy because he was like, you know what? I think I got it, but let me go back again and get it. And then he said, I have zero doubts now I'm opening up to 100% capacity. And
Right.
so I guess, me and Mike were talking earlier, and one of the reasons we wanted to do this live was to try and gauge what people are saying out there, why during this time, right after the election and what have you, are the meetings not selling out? Because it's not because people don't want the information. Then what is it? Because we're starting to think, well, if these last two meetings for the season that we're not going to sell out, maybe that the public has spoken and we should pull back from doing these events. Maybe they're not hungry for the information, and then we just go back to doing our reopenings because
Mm-hmm.
if the necessity isn't there, well, then it'll be pointless for us to continue to do these meetings because it's pricey. I mean, both of the next meetings, I think one of them we're traveling 2.5 hours, and then to Pittsburgh it's 4. I mean, that's a lot of time on the road, and I don't like to say it like this, but if people don't want our help with these legal issues,
Yeah.
then we can pull back. You know what I mean? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
people are tired of it, and we'll just get back to doing our openings with individual businesses. Because what ends up happening is we do a meeting and then people will PM the page the next day. I couldn't make it. So what was everything that went on in that meeting? Well, number one, we're not attorneys. We can't tell you that. So you need to come hear it from us, because what are you going to say? Well, I got this legal advice from Eat over Facebook. Well, you're going to get laughed at. So come find out from an attorney, be able to write everything down, ask questions. Do you have the fines from the Department of Ag? Were you fined from the LCE or threatened by the PLCB? Bring those in, hand them to the attorney, hand them to the PLCB, and they'll look at it and say, this is bogus, or this holds no clout, or this is what you need to do, or this is how you should proceed forward, I should say. Not exactly what you need to do, but how you should proceed forward in fighting this. And
Right.
God, I've learned something new every time I've gone. And I don't know. I hope that more people need it, so that because guys, we're not putting this on for ourselves. We're doing it for the state of PA. Mike, jump in. I mean, how do you feel? Like, do you see it that way, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that everything that people said about us Taste of Sicily meeting was just not accurate. You know, they said things like we were selfish, we were wrong for jumping the gun, for reopening business. We told everybody else to open up the business. Remember, we were in fact closed for 2 months. We obeyed the governor's emergency mandate. We, in fact, did flatten the curve.
Right.
The healthcare industry in our area and even beyond was not overwhelmed. Okay. Again, then we've seen the picking and the choosing of who got the waivers and who didn't from the governor. I mean, that was another thing. We definitely didn't like that.
Right.
We've seen the nursing home scandals and tragedy. And, now with the advantage of hindsight, Matt, they always say you see 2020. And
Right.
it's very unfortunate. But what I think I would say, in my opinion, is, there's a couple of things we have going on here. If the small business signed the certification, guess what? They're screwed. They're not going to open up to more than 50%. I believe also if they got pandemic assistance, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, you also have to abide by certain rules because you took the quote unquote payoff.
Right.
It's unfortunate because, again, and I've said this before, and I'm just thinking out loud for different reasons why people may not be coming out to meetings, or maybe they just don't care. Maybe they lost that fight within themselves as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. Again, another thing I'm thinking is it's unfortunate, but the governor, with him and Levine spouting out these mandates and guidelines, unfortunately, it seems to me that they're conveying these things as law. They're not law. And a percentage of business owners are thinking that they are law. The emergency mandate only goes to, I believe, 28 days, 30 days. I mean, now we're looking at 7 or 8 months later. This is absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous all at the same time. This governor and Levine have so overstayed their welcome with these emergency mandates. And, I'm also of the mindset that, you got to live. You got to live, right? You got to, you got to do things right. Of course, you have to make sure you're sanitizing, washing your hands, doing everything that you should be doing to conduct business in a safe way. But at the end of the day, after you've done all that you can do, hey, you got to live. You got to come out of your front door. There's a bunch of BS that's going on with all this ridiculous quarantine and of healthy people. So we got problems here. We got real problems.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? As a business owner myself, if somebody would say to me, well, as of next week, all these mandates and everything is going to go away and it's going to go back to the way that it was. If there was an Eat team meeting still being had, as an entrepreneur, I would still go to that meeting because it is proven what they can do. So I would go to that meeting to find out if it happens again in the future, I'm already ready. I'm already set. From day one, they go red, yellow, blue, purple, brown. I'm open to 100% capacity because I found out the information. So people are just, oh, well, it's going to go away. I've heard so many times, well, once Trump gets elected, that's got nothing to do with Tom Wolf being here for another 2 years. So
Right.
get the information. I mean, God, if your favorite restaurant won't open up to 50 or 100% capacity, buy them a ticket for Christmas and tell them to get their butts out there. I mean,
Yep. And by the way, a couple of things here. Now, this is just me. Now, our tickets, they only run $100. And I'm going to say it like this. 100 measly dollars, right? Hold on a second here. Let's see how much money I got on me. So 100 measly dollars, right? Let me see here. So I got $100 right here, right?
Yeah.
Let me see something here. So there's 100. 20, 40, 60, 82. That's 200. 20, 40, 60, 83. 300, 20, 40, 60, 84. 400, 20, 40, 60, 85. So I'm just going to throw down $500. If I was a business owner that was not open up to 100% because I was scared, you know, to me, the value of having a lawyer from a pretty kick-ass large law firm, and plus we have our PLCB guy, I would drop $500 on a ticket because you know what that means? That means that if I spend this $500 right here, and remember our ticket's only $100, but if I spend $500, I'm going to learn how to do what Taste of Sicily did. And even if you have a liquor license, no fear whatsoever. And then I'm going to be able to open up my business to 100%. And by the way, what does your business make? Does it make $4,000 a week, $5,000 a week, $10,000, $20,000? Listen, $500 is what me, the sauce fella, would throw down just like that for a ticket. And you know what? It's like this. You know, I don't feel bad because it's like, look, we're here providing a service, okay?
Right.
Because we actually care about our fellow Americans, and we want to share with them how they can open up to 100% so that they can start making this thing called money so that they can make a livelihood to provide for their family. So it kind of almost at times is disheartening, and it's even more disheartening when you have businesses that, should I say it like this, Matt? They made a deal with the devil. You know, they signed on the dotted line, they signed the certification, and or they took the pandemic assistance. Listen, the epitome and the ideology of an American, of a free thinker, of an independent thinker, of a self-governing people as Americans is, I want to be free. I want to be free to make my own decisions. Because the other thing that I didn't like is when this pandemic assistance came out and these grants and these different hooks from the governor and from the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, if you had a thriving business and let's say you had little to no debt or you were working your way out of the hole, guess what? Now the state is so nice to not only shut off the economic faucet of the state of Pennsylvania, oh, but hey, it looks like I killed your business, meaning the governor. Hey, we see you need some money because now we want to help you to get your business up and running. Right. Now I got to take a loan, and now I'm in what's called debt, into the clutches of the bondage of debt. Things were fine until you shut off the economic spigot, and now I'm in debt because a lot of these businesses now with that pandemic assistance, I think they got to pay that back. There's only a few stipulations that they don't have to, but they got to pay it back.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, Mike, and I'm just asking in a percentage. What do you think, or I'm sure you know, from the time that you opened to 100% capacity, how much did the overall income in a percentage for Taste of Sicily go up, being the only place open at 100%? I think that might be some value to people, you know?
Yeah. Well, my mom started the cafe a little over 2 years ago, and the business was building, no doubt. Okay,
Hmm.
and it takes a certain amount of time for business to build.
Right.
Um, Now, obviously, we're in a unique position. We got a lot of publicity. We took the governor to court. We beat
But
him in
because of
court.
that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
because of
What was
that,
your question again?
I was just saying, but you got a lot of publicity because you were like in the forefront. You were
Yeah.
driving the, I mean, you were like the patriots of the restaurant industry. You said we're not paying crap and we're open 100% capacity. And
Right.
and that's what I don't understand. I mean, like we said a little bit earlier, and now you can come out and find out exactly how they beat him in court, and people are just like, "Ugh," you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 So if I understand what you're saying, is that we've gone ahead and kind of created a path. And now it's actually a lot easier for everybody else because if they come to one of these meetings,
Right,
they can be equipped with what we already knew. Even when we opened up 100%, we were still kind of learning trial and error with certain things. But
right.
now, I mean, now the gloves are off. We know what we can do, what we can't do within the confines of the law. And that's what's very important to know because, the governor and Levine can say whatever they want. We're going to do what we're going to do, and that's it.
That's it. And like you said, I mean, I'm the same way. If there was a meeting, I'd throw $500 down. And you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what? Because if you don't do that, and you're just going to say, I'm going to take on the state by myself. Well, if you want a good attorney, that $500 maybe get you a half hour with that attorney. But
Right.
for 100, or in even some cases, our meetings less, you can come and get an hour with the attorney who doesn't just talk and sit down and he'll answer your questions. You get a PLCB officer, former, who can tell you how to navigate the bar and restaurant, or the bar in, yeah, the bar industry. And
Right.
gosh, I would be in a sleeping bag out front of that place the night before, making sure I was the first one in the building. But
Yeah.
again, like
Somebody
you and I were
brought up
talking about
a
earlier. What's
Yeah,
that?
somebody brought up a point here. Elizabeth Harlan Raffensperger. She said
Oh,
they
good.
want people to depend on the government, and
That's
that's
it.
and that's true. I mean, see, that's the other thing. I mean, you know, your average everyday American, Matt, talks a really good game, um, but you know, are they really utilizing the freedom that they really have? And then to put your business into the clutches of the bondage of debt. I mean, look,
Right.
my mentality with what we know now and with us just opening up, being Taste of Sicily, I'm thinking, listen, Gov, we want to
Yeah.
be free. We want to
Yeah.
be free. We want your hands off of our stuff. This is our building. We generate money to make a living and to pay our taxes and to pay your sales tax and to pay your salary that we believe you're definitely not earning. This guy is a very bad governor. And, I'm not even getting political. I'm just stating a fact that for this guy, along with these other few governors, there's about 4 or 5 of them that have decided to keep these states in such a lockdown. They've killed the economy. It's absolutely horrendous. I almost want to go to the extent and say that what this governor has done is almost as serious as war crimes. I mean,
Oh, sure.
for the people that have passed away, that have been murdered, in my opinion, in the nursing homes, and then the businesses, the livelihoods that he has killed. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy should not get away with all of the destruction that he has caused.
I agree. I agree. I was scrolling up and I saw a statement here by Debbie. Forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, Laubs. But she says, depending on the owner of the business, the owner could be scared of lawsuits, maybe scared of the liability. Now, I haven't heard
Nah,
of any lawsuits coming against. I mean,
nah,
you're going to have to go to court, but and here's the catch 22. People will say, well, we're staying closed because, we don't have the money to go to court. Well, if you open up to 100% capacity and you're the only great business in your area, you're going to have more than enough. And you know what? If you work with the E team, we'll help you raise the funds if we have to. I mean, that's what we're here
well,
for, not
yeah.
ourselves.
You
And
know?
here's the other thing. When somebody says something like that, I understand what that person is saying,
Sure.
right? But here's the thing. It's kind of like the bully. It's an illusion. It's not real. I mean, you know, to be able to prove some kind of liability, I mean, for something that has happened, I mean, it's never going to stand or stick in court. Um, you know, you have business liability insurance on the building. You'll have business liability insurance for people that come inside. You know, that right there, when people say that, they don't really understand that there is nothing to be afraid of. You remember what our lawyer said, Eric Winters from the Prince Law Firm, you know, the lawyer of Taste of Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
For you to be tried as a criminal and for them to bring a suit against you, you have to be able to prove, what did he say? Criminal intent.
That's right.
Criminal intent. Okay, now explain to me how, I'll give you an example, Taste of Sicily, because we're doing it, we're living it. I mean, we're just doing our thing, right? So we sanitize all of our utensils, we store all of our food right, we cook right, we clean right, we do it all as best we can. So
Right.
you have to prove criminal intent. Think about that. Criminal intent, that you willfully wanted to do something to actually bring some type of bodily, physical, whatever kind of harm to that person. For making cheesesteaks, for making pizza, come on, that's like one in a trillion. Like,
Yeah.
to actually prove willful criminal intent, like that would mean that you would have to have some type of food and literally put poison on it to
Yeah.
literally try to kill somebody for you to even ever worry about a lawsuit.
That's right. That's like you were premeditating.
Yeah, yeah. And even if, God forbid, something happens, somebody gets sick or somebody dies or something weird happens that you really hardly ever even hear about,
Yeah.
you still have to prove criminal intent. Like, people die, things happen, but for the most part, if you're looking at, you know, these food businesses and people that just conduct business,
Yeah.
for you to prove criminal intent, I got another one for you. You may not even be able to, let's say, forget criminal intent. You can't even prove criminal intent. Let's say, you know, somebody's working for an auto parts center and there was a piece of equipment that was not inspected. And therefore, since it wasn't inspected, something happened and somebody died, they got hurt, whatever. Even then, to prove criminal intent, the guy would probably say something like, look, I didn't get it inspected. It wasn't willful.
Yeah.
Like, you know, those things are so, you know, you got to prove criminal intent. Criminal intent.
Exactly. And if anything that we as the E-team were doing illegally, we'd walk out in shackles out of every meeting that we put on. You know, and what people need to understand, you know, and as far as bar owners, if you want to know how you can operate at 100% capacity, read your liquor license. It states on there exactly what you need to know. And anything other than that is not true, because you bought that, you own it. They can't take it. It's like the deed to your house. Can they suspend your license? Sure, they can try, but they got to give you due process, and you're going to have to be in court within 24 hours. That hasn't happened across the board yet. So it's all scare tactics. So why don't you come out and find out more of like these little nuggets? Like, again, if someone comes in to investigate your business and it's on the premises of COVID-19, well, then they got to stay out on the public floor. If they want to go anywhere else in your establishment, then they're going to need a warrant. So, I mean, these are the types of things that you can come out and learn.
You know, the other thing I got to tell you too, Matt, I can't forget about this. I mean, it's kind of like a joke. It's like, it's laughable. What I'm about to tell you even shows all the more that as long as you're compliant and you are trying and doing your best legitimately, like a lot of people don't know this, but let's not forget Taste of Sicily and every business throughout the state, they're regulated by the Department of Agriculture. Not a
Right.
lot of people know this, but
That's
if
right.
you walk into Taste of Sicily, there's 2 plaques there. There's actually 3 or 4 plaques, business licenses and tax license, and then there's 2 other items, and each of them, my mother has one and my sister has one. What is it? It's the Serve Safe certification, and that's issued by the state. So if people think that the state is not involved with a business that is legitimate, I got news for them. At Taste of Sicily and any other food business, or any business for that matter, you're getting inspected by the state, and they're going to make sure that you're doing things decently and in order. And I'm only going to concentrate now on Taste of Sicily, but when you look on the wall, my mom has it and my sister has it. Somebody always has to be on premise
That's right.
that is Serve Safe certified. Well, what is that? Well, that's like state, approved and certified, and that means that my mother and my sister went through the chorus all the more to know, which we've been in this business way before those certifications were ever even needed, okay?
Right.
And so when you go through a Serve Safe, they're teaching you everything: how to sanitize, how to do this, how to do that, how to store food, how to cook it, the right temperatures, blah, blah, blah. Like, people think sometimes when Taste of Sicily decided to open, it was like, this is like the wild, wild west. We're just going to open up, and we're just going to be doing what we're doing, and we're not going to listen to any governing authorities, and we're going to do what we want. I mean, we do things in a very good and organized and decent and in order, sanitized way. You think that we want to have insurance claims? You think we want to do things stupidly? And how about this? Who in their right mind, when you have a business, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to kill your business? Are you trying to kill your customers? And after a while, you know what? You're not going to have any business. Like, who even thinks about doing anything to ruin your business? You want to treat your customers with respect. You want to give them top-notch service. And you want your customers to live a long, long life so that
That's
they
right.
can come visit you for your whole career and purchase from you whatever service or whatever it is that that business does.
Yeah, amen. Beautifully said. And that was a lot of good information that people don't realize about the guidelines and everything that Taste of Sicily's following, and that you're certified and all this. And gosh, the way the way the left was trying to portray Taste of Sicily when you guys first opened is that if you go there, you might have to step over a couple bodies to get into the door. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you're looking through questions, or if you want to check and see if anyone's got any questions, we can do that. I hope that people do have some questions.
So Jenny says here, a lot of lying hypocrites were caught on camera without masks. So done with this BS. Oh yeah, I know what she means. I can't hear anymore. At the salon, we had to take a course to be COVID certified. Hey, look at that, another certification, Matt. COVID certified.
Yeah.
What is COVID certified? What's the difference between COVID and the flu or the cold or any other like related, sickness like that,
Yeah. Well, like what was the lady's name? And I think that she didn't even win her spot back. Wendy Ullman, that was calling everything political theater with masks on that hot mic. I think that she lost her spot. Now, I'm not 100%, but that'd be beautiful if she did. And then Wolf agreed with her on the video.
Right. Yeah, it just amazes me what we're seeing. A lot of the common sense is out the window. I hate to be suspicious, but I just listen, and I've said this before. It is very unfortunate, now somebody's saying sound is off. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can everybody hear us? I don't know. Somebody's saying they can't hear us.
Oh, I can hear.
Marcus, can you hear us? How's the sound, everybody?
Throw up some thumbs ups if you can hear us.
I don't know what it is. Now, Jennifer says she can hear us. Must be certain people. Michael J. Smith, he can hear us.
Okay, great. Let's see. I want to see what I saw. Oh, some lady said, "Can you help owners help hair salons at the meeting?" Of course, you wouldn't be first. I don't know if you jumped on at the beginning of this, but we had a gentleman that owns a barbershop today, and he said, "Can I benefit from that meeting?" I said, 100%. He said, "What if I only have one chair?" I said, "If you're being oppressed by the state of Pennsylvania on how you can operate your business to the fullest that you did prior to this, then yes." And he said, "Okay, I'm going to get a ticket and I'm going to come out." See?
Yeah.
So ask away. I mean, ask any kind of question that you want on, PM the E team. What we can't do, unfortunately, is we don't have the time is for you to say, "Hey, I wasn't able to make it to the meeting. Can you tell me everything that I missed?" Now, we can't do that because, again, we can't give legal advice. So that's why that's why we put out these meetings so that you can come get the legal advice. If we do that, E team's done for. We can't give legal advice. So we're trying to do everything. We hope that these aren't the last two, but the public will speak, I guess. You know what I mean?
And, it really just gets me angry when I see the destruction that these few governors have done. It just really makes me think in my common sense mind, who does this governor and who did these governing authorities think they are that they can tell people to shut their business, that they don't have a right, an unalienable God-given right to run their business. And again, remember, Taste of Sicily was part of the solution. Let's not forget here, everybody.
That's
we
right.
We were closed for 2 months. We flattened the curve. Things were good. And then we saw the governor picking and choosing who was going to getting the business waivers. Okay, so that's another scandal right there. We've seen what happened in the nursing home. Quite frankly, if you ask me, I think a lot of other independently small-owned businesses were run much better than the nursing homes.
Yeah.
It's a real sin and a shame. And it's really a shame because, I teach my kids to obey the authorities and obey the laws. This governor has made a mockery of the position that he holds. It's absolutely horrendous. His leadership is absolutely horrendous. It's bad. It's a very bad job that he has done. I cannot believe that there's
anybody to break.
I can't believe that there's not an uprising or an uproar of some kind of civil disobedience. It's really a sin and a shame. It really is. Really is.
I mean, look. I have businesses, and they weren't affected by this whole COVID-19 thing. So my wife and I, we've been working. So that's not why we're in this fight. It's because of Pennsylvania and because we have children and we want to see this state thrive. But if my back was put up against the wall to put food on the table for my kids, the last thing that I would ever say is, well, Tom Wolfe and Rachel Levine said that I could possibly go to jail. If somebody touched my kid, I would kill them. I hear people say all the time, I'll kill somebody if they would ever do this. Well, why don't you live for your children then and come out and get the information to be able to provide for them? Christmas is coming right around the corner. My kids are going to have an amazing Christmas. Your family's going to have an amazing Christmas. Come out and find out the amazing information so that you can open up. And if you're the only person standing in your town with an open business, good. You make all the money. Because then when you fight it in court, it gets thrown out and you're like, oh my God, I should have came to the first one.
Yeah. And the other thing that gets me too, man, I think that you'll agree with this, is it really pissed me off to no end. How dare the governor say and pick and choose what is essential and what is not? Listen, all of us are tied to this paper. Doesn't matter what you do. If you're a dishwasher, if you collect the garbage, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, it doesn't matter. We are all tied to the paper. So, that's right. He told people to stay home, and then he paid them an extra $600 a week.
That's
continuing to create unnecessary debt, okay? I mean, that's ridiculous. Now, okay, you want to do that short term, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, in and around that emergency time frame. But this guy really, I mean, come on. You kidding me here?
I
And
know.
and that caused a whole other slew of issues where people didn't want to get up and go to work because they were making their unemployment plus an extra $600 a week. Listen, there might have been a small window of temporary time, maybe that was okay, maybe needed. Okay, I'll give you that, maybe the benefit of the doubt. But for this governor and any other governing authority to say what's essential and what's not essential, listen, you gotta go to work. Doesn't matter what you do. That's how you make your money.
Well,
So
the
what is
state
this?
said.
What is it with this governor picking and choosing what's essential and what's not?
Well, it was asked in court to the state what defines a business, what defines an essential business, and the state replied, any business that is essential to carry on with life. Well, that would be any job that brings in a paycheck. And I've heard many people always say, "Oh, well, money doesn't matter." Correction. Money is not the most important thing, but money always matters because else nobody would go to work. So we have to do it. And you know, I don't know, Mike. It's frustrating. People are going to listen to this governor. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you need to open up because it's a numbers game. It's math, not magic. You are going to close, and then somebody like myself is going to come in and going to buy your property and open it up to 100% capacity. So just do it now before a
Yeah.
guy like Mike or a guy like me or a gal like his sister Chris comes in and just says, "Okay, well, we know the value of this business. Now we own it." Because I'll tell you what, I've already looked into it. These businesses that are closing, I'm gonna buy the buildings.
You
So
know, Matt, what do you think about how the governor, along with Levine, have destroyed small businesses? Could have been first, second, third generation, and a lot of those businesses will now never ever return. And even if they come back, how long is it going to take to rebuild? I mean, what they have done, if you ask me, is a real crime. It's a crime.
I agree. It is a crime on every level, and of course they want to destroy small business because it's the backbone of America, and then they can make it look like Trump's fault, anybody's fault but their fault, and now it's going to fall onto the people. Well, now you just stay home. And another thing for people that were staying home, and I mean no disrespect, I don't give a crap what you do in life to provide for yourself. Every job is essential and every job is important. But if you're staying home and saying that $600 a week is keeping you home, well, then your dream's not big enough. I'm sorry. Because even if that's paying your bills, think bigger. Think way
Well,
bigger.
and here's another thing that I don't think a lot of people think about. And for me, because I am an independent thinker and I like to think for myself and I like to try to ponder and consider, what it is that's going on here. You notice that a lot of the big corporations, they didn't close. And there's no mistake about it. A lot of those big corporations that stayed open, let's not forget, they give a lot of money to those political campaigns. So
Certainly.
let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about that because when you got like what people would call small Mickey Mouse mom and pop shop businesses that maybe the political powers that be aren't too concerned with. Matter of fact, they might even try to help to destroy them. And remember, you want to call me cynical, but just follow me on this. How do I know? How do we not know, Matt? Because this is just me thinking. How do I
Mhm.
know that with a lot of these big businesses and corporations that are always given to a lot of these political campaigns, how do I
Mhm.
know? How do we know that it's not, whether it's willingly or unwillingly or knowing or unknowingly, how do we know that when a Governor Wolf decides to shut down small businesses, you know, you're actually helping the bigger corporations because you're basically annihilating and getting rid
Mhm.
of more small businesses, which then shrinks the competition. And then who's left standing? I saw, yeah, the big corporations are there
Oh yeah.
to rake it all in after all those small businesses go bye-bye because the governor said, well, you can't open up 100%. You can't open up 100%, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy. It really is. I don't know. I mean, you're hearing it from a guy that's living it in the restaurant industry. Beat him in court.
Listen, I would be willing to bet. I'd be willing to put money on it. Listen, how many small businesses, I'm talking small mom and pop businesses, how much money are they actually giving, right, to somebody's campaign?
Right.
Now, I guarantee you these big corporations or these big businesses, you know, you just got to follow the paper trail. Come on. They're not.
Oh yeah.
They're not giving money to these politicians. Come on.
No, I've spoken directly to executives of large grocery store chains. They told me that the information they got, that the masks, they were all just a political statement, and a lot of the food and toilet paper and paper towels missing from the shelves, it was removed by them. It was the perception that everything is going out to bring in more clientele. If someone says, hey, there's $100 down here for you, but there's only one more, 40 people are going to run. If we got plenty of stuff. All right, well, we'll stay home. Maybe we'll shop online and we'll just get our necessities. But if you create the perception and you create fear, spiral. So, of course, they're lobbying and they're in on it, the top 1% of America, of course.
Well, the other thing, too, is I don't know if a lot of people know this. I've said this before. There's a guy that works for a large grocery corporation, and he said that corporate told him that the mask was never about protection. It was about perception.
Bingo.
That's another thing. Now, listen, I didn't just make that up. That is what an employee told me that came down from up above, from corporate.
Yeah.
Because, and if you understand business, listen, there is a saying that holds like some water, that perception is reality. Unfortunately, you know, those masks that everybody's wearing, they're so weak and insignificant. They really don't hinder anything. They actually cause issues. But, you know, if you get enough people that are paranoid enough and scared enough, what are they going to do? They're going to put the mask on, but it's about perception. Now they feel all warm and fuzzy inside because everybody has a mask on.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man. Come on. Yeah, give me a break, man. Yeah.
But it is. It's all fear. Fear is the only emotion that changes people's behavior. Now, you can say, oh, well, if I fall in love, then that changes my behavior. No, the fear of losing that love is what makes you become a different person so that this person doesn't leave you. It's always fear that changes behavior. So that's what they use. So
that's why you got to be like me and be single, because I'm immune to that. I'm immune to that.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy. I think we covered a lot of stuff. Anything else you think we should chime in with or say before we call it a night?
The only thing that I would say is to all of our Goombas out there, all of our friends and supporters, is that if you know of any business owners that are not opened up to 100%, and let's say they did not sign the certification, if they didn't take the pandemic assistance, and therefore they don't have any ties to the governor, and only opening up to 50%, we highly, highly recommend. Listen, these tickets are only $100. Like I said, I'd pay $500 because I then would know I'd be equipped. Like they say, knowledge is power. And if I'm then equipped with the knowledge to open up to 100%, I'm definitely buying a ticket. $100, that's really nothing. And they're going to be equipped with the same law firm that Chase and Cicely used to beat the governor in court. We also have a PLCB guy. So we have the people that are afraid, oh, I have a liquor license. You know, we have a guy for you that can handle all that too. And, you know, there's really no fear here to open up 100%. Yeah, I would definitely do it before you
on top of that,
lose your business.
We'll be advertising for your business.
Yep.
I mean, so it's a win-win. So you can get us promoting your business, and you know how to open up 100% capacity, because people that come out to our meetings, we're going to put them out on the map if they want to be. So it's a win-win with the E-Team and what we're providing. We hope that we can sell these meetings out, and we hope that in the future people want us to do more. Marcus Riddell, if you're watching, I know that you had said about a meeting going on at another business or within fire company. I spoke to the gentleman via text tonight, so we'll see. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on the public on if they want us to continue these meetings or not. So.
Yeah, I never in a million years thought that here we would be in America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, and that, that the everyday American business owner would be afraid and not know that they can, in fact, open up their business to 100%. And here we are to help you, to encourage you, and more importantly, to equip you. Because at the end of the day, it's about knowing what you can do and what you can't do according to the confines of the law.
That's
So,
right.
it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Connie Joe Morris is asking where are the meetings being held. On Saturday, November 21st from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're doing it at the Cracked Egg in Pittsburgh and Brentwood. And then Monday the 23rd, we're going to be at RC's Bar and Grill in Benton, PA, and that's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. All the information is on the EAT page. It's tagged to the top with the links for the tickets. Look, like Mike was saying, our tickets, they're $100. Sometimes they're less. But you know what? I don't ever want to hear anybody say, well, it's because those tickets are so pricey. Our first meeting, our tickets were $20, and we were struggling to,
Yep.
I mean, we ended up selling out, but it was like, what? $20, and we couldn't get businesses to come out to get the information. And that was just because it was right down the road so that there was no expenses. And now it's just like, wow. So anything else you're seeing out there that we can help answer for anybody real quick? Or
No, but I will add this on a personal level. Look, at the end of the day, Matt, this is just me now. Yes, run your business right, sanitize, proper food storage, cooking, all those things. At the end of the day, I got to live. At the end of the day, I got to come out the front door and I got to live. Everybody knows that one day, we're going to be in the grave. And I choose to not live in fear. I do my best. We wash our hands, right? Proper taking care of yourself, hygiene and cleanliness and everything that we know and that we've learned when we were in middle school and health class and all those things. And after doing all those things, you got to live. You got to come out the front door and you got to live. And, unless, a person is just outright lazy in a negative way, that's the guy that I think there's a Bible verse that says, I can't go outside because there's a lion out there. The lion's going to eat me. And really, it's like the attitude you should have is, where's the lion? Outside? I'll go grab my knife and gun. Let's go get him.
That's right.
That's how you got to think. That's how you got to think. Even if there's a lion outside, you got to go out and you got to live. You got to live.
That's right. Yeah. So Pat Burke says mask wearing. No, we don't do any of that. And I think I saw a comment earlier about it being, well, he wrote scan. Well, we don't scan anything. But if you also think it's a scam, why don't you just friggin' beat it, because you're not even on the same level as entrepreneurs. So.
Wait, somebody said that we're a scam?
Yeah, well, they said we're a scan. So they don't even know how to type right. So, but yeah, we're a scan. But I think they meant scam. But hey, any day they want to compare bank accounts, we're good with that. So, anyways, I'm glad we
opened up. I'm glad we opened up to 100%.
That's yeah. I mean, hey, keep being the only restaurant open, right? So, anyways, well, Mike, thanks for joining us tonight and shedding some insight on what you're feeling and what you've been experiencing and what you guys have been living in Taste of Sicily. So,
yeah, did you ever hear the saying about the $100 bill?
What's that?
You never heard the saying? Someone may decide to not love you the next morning, but $100 bill is always $100 bill.
That's right. That's right.
I just felt like throwing that in there for some humor.
That's right. 100%. Well, All right. Well, I guess that's it. We're gonna say goodnight. So
Yeah,
unless anybody's
everybody,
got
open up to 100%. Start making them Benjamins.
That's right. That's right. And just keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to the trolls. They're broke anyway, taking public assistance. We hope to see you at the at one of our meetings. God bless everybody. Good night.